You're driving into work with Dr. Glenn. It's good to be with you on this Tuesday morning here in Orange, California. And I wanted to just talk this morning briefly on my way into work about bidding and ways that you can touch base and make them fresh, and ways that you should always be thinking of renewing and connecting with your partner. Again, our mantra has been, we got to get out of the arena, but the question is, what do you do when you get out of the arena, and how do you practice continually this connection with your spouse, with your partner, your companion for life, and build into them and into yourself a way of being that actually brings life and brings love and brings meaning and connection, deep connection into your life and into theirs. And so we've been talking about ways that we do that with couples, and one of them, well, we do a couple things, but one is usually to talk with your partner about 10 times a day. Those are called talk points. And then we also have 10 times a day you're trying your best to try to touch them gently on the back, grabbing their hand, maybe giving them a kiss goodbye or hello. And you're trying to do these connecting points because physical touch is real important in couples. It's important with all relationships, especially with couples. So we have 10 touch points, 10 talk points. And, you know, it gets after a while when you're trying to stay on this road, hey, you know, they come home from work and you say things like, hey, how was your day? And we get used to saying that 5 days a week. And then pretty soon it sounds like that. How was your day? And we've lost the life in it. And so here's 3 little things I want you to think about today that you can use instantly with your partner, with your spouse. I want you today, instead of say, how was your day? I want you to ask him, what surprised you the most at work today? It's still an open-ended question, but it leaves room for freshness. You know, when our kids were growing up and we had dinner together, we made that a priority in our family. And one of the things that we really liked talking about were the peaks and pits of our day. We called it peaks and pits, and everyone wanted to talk and share their peaks and pits. And sometimes we had a peak and sometimes we didn't. Maybe we just had a pit, but we shared, and it kept it open-ended, and it kept the story alive and interesting because we were interested and involved in each other's lives. Well, that's how you want it to be with your spouse. So there's one question. What surprised you most at work today? Another one might be, what threw you a curveball today at work? What was a curveball that came your way? And it gets them thinking a little bit, and it creates space where you can really know and nurture the heart and soul of your partner. And when you can communicate that you really care about the heart and soul of your partner, and you avoid the 4 horsemen which destroy the soul and heart of your partner, you are going to be way better off with your wife, with your husband. So there's 2. What surprised you the most? What threw you a curveball? I'll even throw in one for good measure. Hey, what was one time today you laughed the hardest? Think back. Give me one time you laughed the hardest today. And just sit and be open to it. And sometimes you have to be patient, and if they say, I don't know, it's just they don't want to work yet. Maybe they're not really answering your bid to connect, and just say, hey, would you want to talk a little bit later? No, now's okay. I just don't know what made me laugh the most. Maybe nothing made me laugh the most today, and I just don't know what to say because I'm thinking maybe I'm supposed to have laughed today. No, it's just a question, and maybe your conversation goes completely in a different direction, which is okay too. So be creative. Think of 1 or 2 questions. My wife and I presented this idea. I still haven't gotten buy-in yet, so I can't say we're going to do it or not. But one of the things that we're trying to do, and made a game of it, is we're trying to cultivate appreciation and gratitude with each other. And what that looks like is every day, either when I get a break at work, or if I have something going on and I can just have a little time in my day, I try to think of one thing that I haven't thought of yet that I really like or love about my spouse. And that's what it means to cultivate. It means to look for, to be on the lookout for, to consider, to be mindful of. So that's what you want to be doing. And so I had this idea, what if we had pop quizzes once a week where she could come up to me, okay, give me one. You have 5 seconds. And I have to come up with something she's never heard before, something that's fresh, dynamic, and true about her. And that would be my pop quiz. And it can flip the other way, and I could just walk up to her. Okay, pop quiz, you have 5 seconds. And you could even make it kind of fun and set the timer so it goes off with a chime after 5 seconds. But the point is, they're always thinking. It keeps the game alive. It keeps them thinking, and hey, I got one ready in case I get a pop quiz or whatever. Now I'm at work, but you're thinking, okay, why didn't she have a buy-in? That might have sounded pretty good to you, right? Well, my wife's a teacher, and what do you think she thinks of when I said pop quiz? That's right. She says, I like the idea, but I don't like the name. All right, there you go. Have a great day.